After hearing Mike talk a little bit, how are you guys balancing the, I guess, sheer volume of reps each running back is getting this spring with trying to keep guys healthy? How is that going?
Well, first of all, the kids are doing a great job. We're down to, we had some injuries, so we're down to two guys. We should be getting the third one back on Monday. But every man has a job to do, and what's happening is Mike and Ahmad are taking a ton of reps, which is obviously getting them in better football conditioning, which I don't think they were when we first got here. So I think it's a win-win, all right? It's a Nets play mentality for our group, and they've done a great job embracing the reps, and it's an opportunity to impress the coaches. It's an opportunity to get better. So if you look at it from that spectrum, that perspective, then that we're off to a good start for us taking the reps.
Where has Mike and Ahmad improved the most this spring, you think?
I think the first thing about both guys, just football IQ, just understanding defense, all right? 4 down, 5 down, who's got A gap, who's got B gap, just basic football. And I think that's the first part of growth. I think the second part of the growth is just football 101 for us, fundamentals. They've done a great job embracing. They've gotten better from day 1 to day 11. And just the fundamentals of being a good running back. You know, they got 3 running back coaches on staff with Coach Elliott, Coach Kitchens, and myself. And every day, every rep, there's tons of coaching points. So they had an opportunity to grow, and you've seen it from day 1 to day 11.
Hey, Keith, Preston with CBS 19. Good to have another Elon alum in the area.
Good morning.
I wanted to start off with just Tony Elliott kind of said earlier that he's challenged Mike this spring to kind of improve his practice habits. Where have you seen him kind of respond to that challenge?
I think the last 5 practices, I think he's came out with the right mindset, coming in to be the guy. All right, trying to solidify himself as a starting running back, because when we first got here, we heard about his ability, but when we got to practice, we didn't see it. He was inconsistent for his practice habits, wasn't an every down guy, and in the last 6 practices, you can see him emerging. He's starting to take coaching better. He's starting to be a little bit more consistent in his play, and he understands our goal is finding a way to get better every day instead of being occasionally great. Being a consistently good player leads to us winning more football games. So you've seen the growth in the last 6 days. He's been more coachable. He's taking the practice instructions and applying it to the game reps. So I've been impressed with Mike and the growth, what I've seen and during this short period of time.
And then you're also balancing dual roles yourself with special teams. Kind of how has that kind of flown into, in your first spring here?
It's been a challenge, but I think it's going well. The first thing is forcing me to get to know all the players, which has been really good. Been just on the offensive side of the ball now. I'm forced to get to know the specialists and the defensive players, so that part's been good. That's a lot of crossover for us, the football fundamentals. I think the guys off to a great start. There's a lot, football is football in reference to special teams, and a lot of things that they're getting coached on their respective side, you're able to carry it over in special teams, and I think it's been good.
Hey, Coach, Damon from Cavs Corner. Good
morning, Daniel.
So much about coming into this season and with you guys all coming in about being a more balanced offense and running the ball more and getting the running backs more involved. How much could you sense almost immediately those guys embracing that sort of shift?
I think when I met with each one of my guys when I first got here, I said, look, you're going to get the ball. We're going to run the football. And their eyes kind of lit up. Because last year, I haven't watched any of the film from the past, but we didn't get to carry the ball. So those guys were pretty excited about the opportunity to get the ball. And then once you start to get the ball, there's high expectations, especially from Coach Elliott. So they had to learn how to receive the ball for us, getting the pocket, ball security, all the basic things that you would think a third or second year player would know. But they've gotten so much better. And in a short period of time, I'm truly proud of these kids because they embrace the coaching and they take it. And I think they want to be good football players. So, and in reference to running the football, I've been coaching over 20 years. And if you want to be a good offensive team, you got to be able to run the football. All right, you got to be able to throw it, and you got to be able to be a full functional offense. And there'll be times where you're up by 20 points and you don't need to throw it anymore. You got to be able to run the ball, bleed the clock. And there'll be times when you're down and you have to throw the ball. So a good offense, you have to be able to do it all. And that's what we're trying to create here. And I think we're off to a good start.
And then just for you personally, how tough of a sell was it for Coach Elliott to recruit you here, to get you to come here? How hard did he have to play it?
It was not it was an easy decision for me. I had to get my wife on board. When Coach Elliott first contacted me, and just me and Coach Elliott, we go back 15 years. We've been friends since the day I met him 15 years ago. So when he first contacted me and talked about the possibility, I was on go. I was coming. And then so I had to convince my wife, because we had a good job with a lot of stability where we were. And so when I came up to visit the place, and he said, how would this salary be? I was like, Coach, you offer me way too much money. I was taking the job no matter what. The opportunity to coach in the ACC, the opportunity to work with Coach Elliott, it was a great opportunity. I was not going to pass it up. And I'm excited to be here. We got great things in store at UVA. You're welcome.
I guess I'll try to sneak in one more. How often are you guys asking the running backs to catch the ball out of the backfield, and how's that aspect of it going?
Every day. They got pass protection responsibilities. They got to be able to run the football, and then once we have a lot of plays that they had to get out in the passing routes for its concepts, so they're gonna have to do their share of catching the football and being playmakers after they catch it. So they got to be a running back, and being a running back is all that: being able to carry the football, being able to block, being able to catch it, and just being a football player. All right, we're looking for good football players. All right, they come in all shapes and sizes. So there's not one way to be it. All right, so I think we got good core guys. We got a good young one coming in. I'm excited about the group. I'm excited about the growth, and I think we laid a good foundation so far, and the sky's the limit.
Coach Jackie from 24/7. I know earlier you said the group was having some injury problems. You're expecting one back on Monday. When you look at the bigger picture and the depth, is this something that you feel like you want to add more guys to this to transfer? What have you really seen from that depth there?
Yeah, it's a great question. Good morning, too, by the way. First of all, when you start spring ball, you have 4 running backs. That's concerning, all right? Because good running backs had to play on special teams, and so when you start to get an injury, then now the room get depleted, and now you're down to 2 or 3 guys with a ton of reps and playing special teams. It is a problem, so we do have to build depth. We got 2 guys. We have a good walk-on coming in. We got a kid that we signed, so we got 2 we're adding, and that's always a possibility of adding another guy. And so our guys who currently are here, they understand that they're getting evaluated every day. So the depth chart it's a fluid deal. It's always changing. So what have you done for me lately? All right, get better today. And going back to your original question, we do need to build more depth. And we don't have enough guys. You never have enough guys.
Hey, Coach, Press from CBS 19 again. Just want to ask one more on special teams. Do y'all kind of know how the return game is shaping up? Who are some of the guys back there, either punt return or kick return?
We don't have, because it's a ton of evaluations, we haven't solidified any returners at this time. We're still trying to figure out who can do what. We know we had Billy who did a lot of the return game last year, but he's been injured this spring. So it's by committee right now, and then at some point we'll kind of narrow down the list. But we got a ton of guys that got the potential to be good return guys.
Hey, Coach, Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. Quick question: what's the team atmosphere as we get closer and closer to the spring game?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I said, what's the team atmosphere as you get closer and closer to the spring game?
Okay, I think that first of all, I think the team is a whole lot closer today than they were when we first got here. I think that there's an ultra commitment for us to buy in, and we continue to do that. I think there's a lot of excitement on both sides of the ball. You can see the guys on defense are playing at a high level. I've been very impressed with those guys. Offense is accepting the challenge, having to learn a lot of different schematically as far as the offensive philosophy, how we call plays. But I think there's a lot of excitement in the air about where we're trying to go and how we're going to get there.